Shalom, this your brother Amath. Before we start off, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us the truth. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the elect who are scattered amongst the nations, who may look like the other nations. And I wanted to go into this article because I came across it during this week, and it caught my eye. And it's talking about the Big C. It says the Big C Roundup infant mortality reaches 20-year apex. It says the C propaganda Roundup, the last update on the new normal, chronicling the lies, distortion, and abuses by the ruling class. This week in gaslighting that will blow your socks off, scientists has conjured a fascinating new scapegoat upon which to heap blame for growing mountains of dead, unalive babies over the past few years. It says the infant mortality rate in the United States rose in 2022, the first jump in 20 years, according to data released Thursday by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It says more than 20,500 babies rolled over in 2022 before the age of 1. Final record shows overall there were 5 to 6 infant rollovers for every 1,000 lives birthed, a 3% increase from the year before. The infant mortality in the U.S. has been generally trending down since at least 1995, when consistent tracking started, but the rates are still much higher in the U.S. than they are in many peer nations. It says there have been some small upticks over the time, but 2022 was the first time there was statistically significant increase since 2002, according to the CDC's National Centers for Health Statistics. It said here is CNN relying for some reason to make their expert assessment on assisting sociology professors grasping a straw to blame drumroll abortion restrictions for infant mortality jump. It says despite the fact that an abortion restriction due to the overturning of Roe v. Wade were instituted in the extreme later half of 2022 and were only in certain states, whereas this study points to a spike in unalive, babies across the nation. It says the Big C also probably played a significant role in the rising in infant mortality in 2022. It says demographer and assistant professor of sociology at University of Colorado Boulder Stevens says infection in pregnant women who were exposed to the C during a major surge in 2021 could have affected infants who were born in 2022. Recent research has drawn some connection between the infant mortality and abortion restrictions, finding that infant unalive spiked in Texas after the state passed a law in September 2021 that banned nearly all abortions beyond about 6 weeks of pregnancy. And as time kept on going on after the so-called C virus, which was made in the lab, to be put out there for population control, as they were promoting and putting things out like, oh, this is a good thing, this is a thing that that'll help you from this virus that's coming upon us during that year. More and more research and evidence starting to prove that it was all a lie, it was all a scam. These are things that they is doing to pollute and to inject in you, to cause these things to happen. Hold on. Cause these things to happen. They put these things out, to number the population. And I want to, start getting into the scripture. So I don't want to ramble for too long. And this shouldn't be a long video, just something small and short. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." And they think of these evil and wicked plans like this C virus, to cause this major mortality and these upcomings of unaliving people from this so-called virus, that they had made. They can't go a day without thinking of something, to do to the people, because these are how they act. These are how they are made. They can't do righteous in their eyes. Everything that they see is death, and blood. That's all they see, and that's all they could think about when they go to sleep at night. They think of these, wicked and devised plans, to put on the poor, because it's all a money scheme, and it's all power. They have the power to do this. Job 9:24, they was given these things to do. I'm going to get Isaiah 32 and verse 7. And it says, "The instruments also the churl are evil. He devised the wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words." And he devised these things. He created these things to destroy the poor with the lying words, as he's speaking great things about it, saying, "Oh, this is good for you. You should take this. Prevent spread of the virus and stuff like that from happening. Etc. etc." They speak of these lying wonders. They trick people like these things, to get them to take them. It says, "Even when the needy speak it right." And when the people say they don't want to take this and stuff like that, or that they see that it's no such thing, and this so-called virus that they put out wasn't real, they start putting them in that bad light, saying that they don't want to take it, that they're going to cause it to spread even more. They put that bad light upon them. And that's why people, when they had that lockdown and that mask, a lot of people was against it. But when people was pushing back, a lot of people was looking at them as evil, as they did something wrong. But that's the thing that they was pushing. They try to twist people's minds into having that these people are like terrorists or stuff like that. In actuality, they just don't want to take it because they know that it's a scam. And if Esau keep on doing these things, he's gonna wipe out most of the population by that. Because everything that they're doing is population control. That's why the days are being shortened for the light. Because if it was to keep on going, if he was to keep on putting these wicked vices and keep on devising these plans, to come against the people, he'll wipe out the whole earth. He'll wipe out the earth. And I want to get Revelations 6:4. And it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." And that is what he's doing right now. He's taking peace from the earth. He's spreading nothing but chaos and wickedness upon this earth. It's like what it is. It's like it's like mold. Once it gets caught, and over time it starts to spread, and it keeps on getting worse, unless you get rid of it. And it says, "And they should that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword." And the great sword is all these things that he's putting out, like these wicked devices, spreading pestilence with this bio weapon, what it is. These guns, all these militaries, military powers and stuff like that. But this is talking about that greater sword, that sword made for destruction, that could wipe out half of the population if it wanted to, and that's talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles. And I want to get Sirach 12 and 10, and I want to read down to 11. It says, never trust thine enemies, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, beware of him. And thou should be up unto him as if thou wipe it a looking glass. Thou should know that his rust has not been. Salakia for that. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 verses 10 on down to 11. I want to read that. It says, never trust thine enemies, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And I'm gonna go down to some more. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou wipest a looking glass, and thou shalt know his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. And this is how he comes. He comes in that, that humble type of manner. He's talking softly and stuff like that. These smooth words, saying like, oh, we're only doing this to help you. We're only doing this to protect you and stuff like that. But in actuality, he's covering up his wickedness. He's covering up how he actually wants to feel. He's all putting this thing on as a gimmick. You're putting it on as a gimmick. He don't want to show you his true nature, because if you show you his true nature, then it's going to be everything about him and how he's coming is going to be revealed. Because he's doing these things and speaking all these things because he's coming after the working of Satan, and that's in 2 Thessalonians 12. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 12. 2 and 9. Salakia. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 in verse 9. It says, even him who is coming after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonder. And because and it says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. And he's doing these things because he's have that power, and he's that counterpart of Satan. He's going after that work. He's doing all these things because this is how he really is. He's just wicked. He's the borderline of wicked. And there's nothing, no good in his bone. Everything that it is straight up wicked and chaos. That's the only thing he lived for and do. So you can't be out here be gullible for these things. What it was, a simple man believe it all, and a prudent man. Let me get that. I think that's Proverbs 21. Hold on. Is it Psalms? Hold on. Salakia. That was Proverbs 14 and 15. It says, the simple man believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh to his well going. So you can't be simple-minded and believe everything that he says. You gotta be smart and wise about these things. Because like we just read from Ecclesiasticus, what it was, 12 and 10, let me go get that verse. Going back to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It says, because for as iron as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So you can't trust them. You can't trust your enemies. He said, never trust your enemies. So if Esau is your enemy, why would you put your faith and trust into him? Knowing that he's doing all these things to kill you, doing all these things to wipe you out and take you out of existence. Because he got that perpetual hate towards, Israel. So, why would he try to protect you? The whole time he's trying to unalive you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I have. Lord willing, it was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and great millstone who do well, prophet and teaching is truth. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.